Okay, cool. Okay, we've got nullish values, which are nulls or undefined, and we're trying to deal with them somehow. And we've got the usual things, but I wanted to today talk a little bit about things where you do not really expect them to be there. So who heard about type predicates before? Okay, so it's basically a TypeScript function that allows you to check if a certain value is of a type, and it's like custom validation of a value. But then we've got a thing called assertion functions, and I'm wondering how many of you that knew type predicates knew about assertion functions? Okay, and I think they are really powerful and make your code much cleaner. So we're trying to do live coding. I am quick, and also I'm live coding, so we'll see how it goes. So I've got a simple app here that I can log into. That's one very important thing. The other one is in here you've got watering schedule, and I can merge the watering schedule. And then at the very end, I've got terms of service, and I can go in here and log out. So you can see that when I logged out, the top header disappeared. And yeah, that's kind of a bug that I have, that if I've got, okay, let's go to the code. I've got a header component that has some user data, and it's in a context called user context, and it's being set while you log in. So basically, if you have a look at the context, it's user context that has some data, and this can be null. It's null when you are not logged in. And you can see that I have to do some workarounds here. So I check if the user data is null, and then here I return an empty string, because if I don't do that, then basically it's complaining here. So here I would have to do some nullish coalescing, and then you're introducing new things that actually shouldn't happen, because if I've got a header, it actually should be only in a places where you are logged in. And also here I have an if, and I do some sentry logging just to make sure that we see that we are in a trouble, like we're in a state that we shouldn't be in. So how can we change that? And here comes the assertion function. So I've got this nice function here called assert is not nullish. So basically it checks if a thing is null or not, or undefined. And here I can just start using it. So let's say that in here in the header, I will do assert is not nullish and user data. And now everything underneath this, I'll have the user data will be defined, and I am sure that it will be defined here, so I can even remove that. So this is one thing that it's like, I guess this is much cleaner code, and I can assume that user data is always defined. It may not be always true. There might be some strange edge cases, but still it's an edge case that probably we don't know how to handle. So in here, I am throwing a assertion error, which is a custom error. And what I'm actually doing is when I throw this error, I can go to the main here, and this function will basically catch any errors and log them to Sentry. And what I like to do is do this. So that's a function that like gives you additional info about it. So if even dot exception, okay, this will be, okay. Okay, never mind. Basically, I can catch it, check if this is this kind of error, and then I can, I don't know, make it a warning instead of just making it a normal error in Sentry. So it's easy to filter out. The code is much, much easier. I think I've got actually slides for it. Yeah, so the code is easier. You reduce the number of impossible code paths, so it's easier to maintain because you don't have those if null, then return empty string, or then return null. And if you've got a function that you're sure won't have a null and returns null, then other functions also can return null. So you can get into like this spiral of things. It's one thing when you're writing code and you've got code coverage set. You don't have to go into all of those code paths and basically cut them out, and you've got much better coverage because you don't have those impossible code paths. And it's really easy to monitor those places because you will never forget to log them. Because if you've got an error, it's being thrown and Sentry will catch it, or any other monitoring service will catch it. And yeah, I really like using it. And I really hope you'll start using it as well. Here's the code for the whole app I did, and you've got a few other examples. Here's me, and here's the whole talk, and you'll see also the code inside here. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Bartek. And actually, just a small, short comment from myself. This is actually a very, very useful tip. Expect the unexpected. So even if you don't expect that something would be nullish, it's good to, well, watch out for the exception. But when it turns out, when it happens, we should basically log it somewhere, send it into any kind of monitoring so that as soon as possible, like again, DevOps, C DevOps, react to it so that we know that there is something wrong going on any of our users' environment, machine, whatever that is. So we need to know that something happened in the client machine. Thank you, Bartek, very much.